Gonna be fun.
She's a heck of a lot of fun, Jeanne Robertson. Oh, she's a heck of a lot of fun, Jeanne Robertson.
Well, hey, everybody. This is Jeanne Robertson on the last Christmas show that we'll have because next week Christmas will be over and we will be moving on to Happy New Year time. So we've added a few things. And if it seems like I'm absolutely sitting in a forest or who knows where here, it's because every week we've added a little bit more to this thing and it keeps growing and growing. And this week, our special guest, Norma Rose, has even brought up more things to show y'all. Let me give you a couple of logistical announcements first, and we can get on with the show. We will give away today one audio book that just has been produced this week, and I will tell you more about that. But today it's $35. It's 7 hours and 20 minutes. And so we're going to give one. We're going to give it away later in the show. Until then, all the books that we give away will be the book that came out, the same as the audio book, but in a regular book form. So that's our big prize for today. We have the audio book is in North Carolina. It's just what, 15 miles from here, 20 miles, Patrick? That's about it.
15, 100, doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It will
matter.
be here tomorrow. And if you want to go ahead and order it, and we have limited number, people are ordering,
Yeah.
go to the address at the bottom of the screen and go ahead and place your order.
Okay, and let me be real honest with everybody. Tony will tell you about your regular books and CDs and all those orders in just 1 second. But all of the envelopes are ready. If you've ordered, those of you who said you wanted to know early, your envelope is made that we'll put in the audio book the minute we get it, and they're ready to go. You will probably not get that by Christmas, as we told you when we mailed you on Tuesday. And everyone else, the orders are being filled as fast as they can. And if you have ordered it, therefore your label is ready and on the big padded envelope and all that. All it takes is for us to get it in and get it to the post office. Slim chance, but is it sent first class, Tony?
Oh, yes. They're sent first class.
But anyway, we had some things that were supposed to be here yesterday and they did not get here, and we were, guaranteed. But these have been in Greensboro since Thursday, Patrick, but they couldn't get them over here.
Yes, I think they were to
that.
call me, but they wrote my number down wrong.
Okay.
Isn't that always the case?
All right. A big announcement. We don't have all the snow that everybody else has, even people out in the Midwest, 5 inches and so forth. But we are supposed to get a ½ inch to 1 inch on Christmas Eve. That would be unusual for us, and it would be great. The throwback for this week is a word that we've mentioned before, and it was I-Swanee. And now I have people that are writing me from Sumter, South Carolina, saying their aunt always used I-Swanee. We used I-Swanee, the old Southern word, and we determined once before, we think it means I swear, but if you were Baptist or your church didn't want you to, instead of saying I swear, you would say I-Swanee. Another person said, can you give me the definition of confab in the South? CONFAB. Well, a real confab is just a conversation, but in the South, we're gossiping. If you see two ladies having a confab, you'll see their heads close to each other because they're saying something about somebody else. We had Mark Lowry on last week, and y'all loved him, and he was so nice and funny. He's just a nice, funny guy.
Who did you say we had?
Mark Lowry. Okay, now you're in trouble. This week we have
I didn't make one
Norma
up.
Rose.
Yay!
Okay, you're in trouble now, buddy. And next week we have an alligator, a lizard, a dinosaur. We have all of these people in the person of Jason Hewlett, and y'all will be putting clips up of his next week, and y'all will absolutely love him.
He's terrific.
Let me see if I've got everything else here. We've got Norma Rose coming on. We got a gift from Carol McAdams. You remember George McAdams? If you have the next to last DVD, George is the Alabama fan. I just love George, and in one of my speeches when I said something about Auburn, he yelled "Roll Tide." And then he came up after and said, "I hope I didn't throw you off." And that's when I said to him, "No, it helped. It made the story even funnier." Then I took off on him and so forth. And I said jokingly, "George, can you come? I'm taping this story in September." And George and Carol, they drove all the way from where they live in North Alabama here. George has since passed away. There's several good stories about him in my book. And so, Carol, we are doing something special with what you sent here. And Norma Rose says we'll have it ready by the New Year's Eve show. So we shall see. Let's see. Tony, don't you want to tell them something? Can
Well,
you pick up Tony back there?
Yeah, just
No?
that everybody's orders that do not involve the audio book, or if you've ordered it, it's in the mail. Now I've had several people I've had to check on this week whose orders were sent December 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, and they still don't have them. We could track some of them and see that they're sitting in various post offices for 10 days or so, just like our audiobooks, I guess, sitting in Greensboro. But just know that it is in the mail, and hopefully you'll have the things you've ordered already before Christmas. But we, obviously have no guarantee. And Patrick, will you go tell them or mention the flyer that they can print about a Christmas gift?
The
audio book.
There's a little gift card
Yeah.
that you can download.
So on that, when you order the book on the website, you can also click on a PDF, which is just basically a piece of paper that has a wonderful. That's your phone.
That's my phone.
Live
That's somebody
TV.
calling to
Anyway,
tell me
you
that
can
I'm
download
on.
something that says basically, I've given you this gift for Christmas. It's not here yet, but it will be here shortly. So you can
Okay.
wrap that up and give that as a gift instead.
And trust me, y'all, I'll be glad when we quit pushing these gifts at Christmas. I apologize. Y'all have been nice about it. And boy, have you been ordering. I sure do appreciate it. Okay. I asked people on Facebook this week if you had a funny Christmas story to please send it in. I just love to get stories from people. I'm going to condense a couple quickly before we get to our guest. And one of them was from a lady. I can just see this happening, having had a son. Our son, of course, was Beaver. But this came in from Linda Hodgkins. And Linda, you didn't put where you were from. But she and her bestest friend, Norma Rose, is in the kitchen of 55 years. And I were in the handbell choirs at church. And during the Christmas, the bell choir with the little children put on a concert. They were sitting out there in the church looking at their 7-year-old and 9-year-old sons with the handbells. It was just going to be wonderful. And right in the middle, before they started the song, one of the 9-year-olds reached in and put on a pair of glasses just round with white, and it had a little bitty slinky in each eye with the eyeball hanging out of the glasses. And then they did the entire concert for the church, and everyone in the church, the mother was furious, but everyone in the church was absolutely hysterical. I can see that happen, having had a son. Another one, and I've never heard of anything like this, Julie McCamey. Julie McCamey always had a habit. The first time she when the nieces and nephews were smaller, she would bring them to her house on New Year's Eve. And on New Year's Eve, they would play games, and they grew up doing this. And I'm telling you this story in particular because it doesn't matter how much money you put in things sometime. These children are all grown now, and this is what they remember that happened. They were going to play to kill time. I guess the parents were all going out. She decided they would play Simon Says. Everybody here remember that? Simon Says, put your hand on your head. Simon Says, do this. And they all do it. And when you don't do it right, then you're out. And as they had the kids lined up and were getting ready to play it, their dog, Molly, came and got in line with the children and was just sitting there looking at her. So she started doing the tricks that Molly knew. Sit down, roll over, stand up, give me your paw. And the children were hysterical because the dog was doing all that. And then all of a sudden she said one that the dog didn't know. And she absolutely said to the dog, "You're out, go over there." And the dog got up and moved over there. She said, as adults, they don't remember the toys they got on that night. They always gave them things, but they will never forget her doing that with that dog. And I guess that's a good reminder to all of us that you can do things like that. And then we had somebody that wrote and said their nieces were so upset about Santa Claus coming down into a fire in the fireplace, they had to put it all out. I think that has happened to many of us. Okay, that's just thank y'all for sending those in. And quickly, before we bring in Norma Rose, this is for, I'm saying now, other than the audio book, this is for the prize of your choice. It can be a copy of my book. It can be one of the DVDs and CDs, whatever you want. This is Susan Kerr Taylor. She says, "I'm going to order your CDs." Well, you might want to select one, Susan, but you can select what you want to. You have won a prize here today. Anything from the left brain baseball cap to the books, on and on and on, but not the audio book. That's our big prize for today. You can tell we had to pay a lot more money for that. Okay. Sandra Smith Stewart. Didn't tell me where you're from either, but you have won your choice of a gift. Merry Christmas. We got these two down here, and there's another one back here. Let me reach and get it. I'm wrenching my arm out. I'll get to that one. Norma Rose, can you hand? No, you got your hands full. Yeah, just give me that bag. And what was it? Somebody wrote last week. Do y'all rehearse?
Can you repeat the second prize winner's name?
Yeah, I sure can. It is Sandra Smith Stewart, Stewart. And this is another prize. We're going to be giving a whole lot away today because it is, after all, time to get presents. And this person who can get the choice is Carol Weaver Bennett. Okay, from Louisville, Kentucky. Carol Weaver Bennett. We'll be having more prizes as the afternoon goes on. And so many of you have said something to me. I just wanted to pull these out just so you would understand. Can you hear me, Norma Rose? You can hear me, and I see you standing over there. Okay. My turn. You're waiting your turn. You're going to get to it because so many of y'all have said to me some Saturdays, "Where's Norma Rose? Why isn't Norma Rose on the show?" Because she has not been here but once in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Well, sometimes she's in the mountains. Sometimes they go away and the husbands play golf and do all of that. But this is Kathy Hale Hendricks. I love the Back Porch shows. Can you hear me, Norma? Yeah. On Saturdays, especially when Norma Rose is there. Bob and Sandy Uniger. Where has Norma Rose been? I have missed Norma Rose. Ken, these go on for hundreds. Ken Clardy. So glad Norma Rose will be back. I enjoy seeing Norma Rose. Merry Christmas. And then there was one. Do we live near each other? Yes, we do. And over here, this is Janet King Shiwi, and she says, "I look forward to seeing Norma Rose while sitting in my quiet home in Michigan." And then a great giveaway would be one of Norma Rose's creations, except it would have to be artificial. And then she goes on to say great things about Norma Rose. And then I love this one, Rosalind Forsyth. "I'll be there. It's always great when Norma Rose comes knocking on the window. I'm looking forward," Linda Glenn says, "to what Norma Rose will be doing. We like her Christmas arrangements." And then this one, I can believe is my favorite one. I might not tell the name, but she says, "Well, it's about time, Norma Rose. Where have you been? We've been looking for you." Okay, Norma Rose. Well, y'all welcome, please, my special guest today, the Saturday before Christmas, my bestest friend, Norma Rose. Yay! Here you come in. What?
Forward Mark Lowry is not easy.
No, it's not easy, but look at you. What have you got
We're
here?
gonna have a little party because this is a special time.
Microphone.
I got to learn this. This is a special time, and following Mark is not easy. I
No.
loved you, Mark. I followed you for years, and all of you, the special guests have scared me to death.
No.
But anyway, here I am, and we're gonna have a good time.
What is on
This
this
is a party.
tray?
We're gonna have ice cream and chocolate syrup.
Wait, there it is. I can just pick it up. And you're going to tell us how to make the chocolate syrup.
Absolutely. This is gonna be my easiest.
Microphone.
This is my easiest recipe, and it's a game changer. You all need it for Christmas, Valentine, everything. And everybody can do it. It's easy. We're starting with easy stuff
Okay.
and quick.
Will you ever tell us about your brownies?
That's a little higher level, and we might, we're going to start with simple.
Okay.
We might have to call him Paula Dean or
No,
Rachel
no,
Ray
oh,
or somebody,
sure.
but I will if you
Okay.
ever.
Well,
don't have a
while you
guest.
talk, and don't forget to hold that microphone, it's rude to eat in front of people, but they're really not here, are they?
No.
I'm going to be eating. This is chocolate sauce. It's good.
And I served it on special vanilla ice cream today from Smitty's. But it's good on anything. I say you could put it on dirt and it's good. It's excellent.
You would if you could get away with it.
It's easy to make, but the problem is getting rid of it. When you have it left over, you can't throw it away, and you keep going in there January, February, and you're still eating chocolate. But it's good, and it gives you energy, and it's.
You
just
know what
really
you
good.
can do is eat all of it up before New Year's Eve and then go on a diet.
Well, that's a good thought.
But can I tell the story about this sauce?
Yes, I'll let you talk for a minute.
Okay, so here's what happened. This recipe is floated around. Tony says she had a version of it. Norma Rose said I have a version of it. But our friend Margaret Parham was the wife of the tennis coach Tom Parham at Elon. Tom has won 2 national championships coaching tennis, and he's now retired. And she made this chocolate sauce and would take it places and give it to people. At that time, Left Brain and I were feeding the tennis teams and the men and women's basketball teams during the holidays. And Margaret would always say, I'll bring you the chocolate sauce. And I finally said, just give me the recipe. I hate to call and ask you, Margaret, to give me your recipe. So just give it to me and I don't want you to bring it over here. And she said, no, I don't give away the recipe. It's a big secret. And I said, well, excuse me. And Margaret's from Canada. And she said, it's a recipe that I've had all of my life, and I just do not give it away. I was out of town speaking, and the tennis team was coming in. And I said to Left Brain, call Margaret Parham, please tell her we need her to bring over some more chocolate sauce. And when he called, Margaret said, oh, Jerry, I'm leaving town. Jerry is Left Brain. I'm leaving town. I'm trying to get to Canada. I don't have time to make the chocolate sauce. I'm going to just bring the recipe and give it to you. So here, after years of not giving anybody the recipe, she gave it to Left Brain. And it was so simple that when I got back, I thought Margaret had brought the chocolate sauce. Well, I didn't realize she was still saying, don't give the recipe away. And so I said to you, I got Margaret Parham's chocolate recipe. Here, let me give it to you. And then from that, the next Christmas, Alan White, Norma's last name is not White. It's not Rose, it's White, who was the athletic director at Elon. Norma made every coach's wife and assistant coach's wife or male. There were the male spouses. You took it over for the female coach and made them the chocolate sauce and hung the recipe on the container, thus giving Margaret Parham's secret recipe to about 50 coaches at Elon, and they all still call it. So then I wrote the president of Elon, Dr. Lambert, and told him that I had picked up the cookbook from Carolina at Chapel Hill, and they had one of the recipes in the Carolina cookbook was Toomer's Corner Lemonade from Auburn University. That's my family. And I said, well, darn, this is going to be, I'm going to get him to name this the Elon University chocolate sauce. And I didn't hear back from Dr. Lambert for a long time on that request. And he was busy. And then I got a letter from him and he said, okay, if this is what you want, I hereby name this chocolate sauce the Elon College chocolate sauce. And there it is. So now, Norma, tell them how to make it while I eat mine.
Okay.
And how to take it in containers because it's.
Now, this has been written. This was written 25 years ago, and things have changed. They package things differently, and Patrick's going to show you the recipe as I wrote it 25 years ago.
Now, I hope y'all can see this, but take a screenshot when it goes up. Y'all take a
Okay.
screenshot of that.
The main thing is those semi-sweet chocolates.
Yes, it used to come in little cubes, but now it comes in a little box like this. So you have to use the whole box and then this much more, which is another ounce, because it takes 5 ounces. So that's your chocolate syrup.
And I think that's wrong then just to change that chocolate sauce.
But it confused me really one Christmas, but I got through it. I figured it out. And I use salted butter. This, my mother always used Land of Lake, but you can use any kind you want to. And I just put these two things together, put it on the stove on, it says low, but I'm not very patient. So I'll just keep cranking it up and just don't burn it and get it melted good. Take it off the eye.
Y'all, I'm going to share this again. So y'all get ready to screenshot it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Screenshot. It may be a little blurry.
So the 5 squares, here it is, and the butter.
I bet y'all they're nodding their head because I was irritated
Uh-huh.
when they changed the box on the bakers.
And then you take it off, and this is confusing too. The old recipe used to say use 1.5 boxes of confectionery sugar. Well, we buy it like this most of the time. So if you use, I used 3.5 cups the other day, and it was fine. This said 3, so it's not real sensitive to some things. You'll find your little comfort zone. But anyway, I used 3.5 cups of this, and then this is your evaporated milk, and you just keep alternating and stirring. It's not on the eye now. You're over there just playing, and you don't have to worry about it. It's gonna be fine. And then you put it back on the eye and pump it up to about a little more heat, and it'll finally start boiling. And when it does start boiling, you turn it down to low and cook it for about 8 minutes. And then it's ready, except vanilla flavoring. Now, I've had $35 bottles of vanilla flavoring. This is actually a 98-cent one, and I
You
can't.
bought a $35 bottle?
Somebody gave it to me because I was so nice to them. They said, you deserve, this. And I thought but this, you can't tell the difference. The recipe said 1 1/4 teaspoon. I used 2 tablespoons yesterday because I like vanilla. So just adjust it. And then you put it in the refrigerator, and you can go in there and eat it at night and serve it when they come. But the funny thing is, this was written 25 years ago, and I printed it, and I'm reading it, and I made a mistake. Down at the bottom, I said, I use this often for hostage gifts, and I meant hostess gifts. But nobody ever told me about that. But I beg your pardon.
Margaret's not even speaking to you.
Right. That's
No, she
history.
is.
But it's supposed to be a hostess gift rather than a hostage gift. And I put that at the bottom that sometimes I use it for gifts, and I use still creative ways to package it.
What'd you pay for that?
Now, this I saw in the Dollar Tree the other day. This is grand. It's $1, and look how neat. You can put it in there, put it in the refrigerator, heat it in the microwave, close it up. And you can put it in a little bag and hand it to somebody. You can do it very inexpensively. if you want to share this with your friends.
Well, this was even less.
There was
expensive.
two. This was two for $1, and that's a nice size right there, just as a treat. I have a dear friend who has a granddaughter who has a commercial ice cream place, and they make the peppermint ice cream at Christmas, and they said, we need chocolate syrup. I said, I got just what you need.
Really?
So for about 10 years now, these young girls, along with their peppermint ice cream, sell a little jar of this for $5. But anyway, and they've never told where it came from, so I'm not going to tell you where they are. But anyway, but this is a little.
I did not know that.
I'll tell you who it is. But anyway, this is, my filter came off. But anyway, you could just put it in a little mason jar. Maybe they're Ball State people watching. You know, the Ball boys, the Ball State jars. Yeah. Okay, you could put a little label or not, fill it up, put a little ribbon on it. And I'll try to end this, but
you don't give away that blue and white.
Well, I'm getting to the point in family. I look in my china and decide if it's time to pass on. Now, this is a gravy boat, Flow Blue, and I would give it to family member because, you know, it's time.
Well, you've always told me I was like family, and I've been getting that little bitty thing up front.
But what you can do, and this is all over the place now, but if you, all of you who have had a port, and you say, well, don't be talking about that. But, you know, when you have these treatments, I had a port. And they told me to use this, press and seal, right out of the kitchen. I thought, well, that's something.
Wait a minute, on your porch?
Yeah. Out of the kitchen. This is great. So every time I would go for treatment, I would have to put on this pain stuff and this press and seal. And just right here, it was just perfect. This press and seal, you could cover this little thing, you know, if it's an open thing, and make it safe. And then you could cello it.
Well, you did that one.
Yeah, but it's like this. You could become the cello queen. And this one I did ahead of time. This is a little crystal pitcher, not expensive, from a consignment shop. And when you bunch it up here, you just don't hesitate to trim it off. You can't hurt it. It's like just trimming your hair. I do that all the time. But anyway, it's no problem. Don't be afraid of it. And then put a bow. And then when Jeannie and Jane are doing jewelry, I'm doing labels. You know, I know that I'm going to.
They can't see. Is that a silver plate ladle right there?
Right here, yes. Mm-hmm. I got some of these in Savannah. Look.
Can you see these things?
Okay, I'm just all.
Now, they're not sterling. They're silver plate.
Silver plate. But when I put down this mic, I will, you know, I just have whatever. I see a little collection. And you know, I said, I want to see that. And before you know it, I'm walking out of the store with, I can't find the
And
one.
then yesterday, I said, wait a minute. No, you got one of my patterns in here. Did you take it out, or you going to give it to me later?
I've hidden it somewhere.
Okay.
I don't, oh, right here it is.
And I said, you don't give away these. You don't tell me you give away these. But see, when we are in the antique store, she's over there just raking this stuff in and takes it home and
This
shines
is
it
so
up
pretty. Look.
and puts it with the stuff, and it makes a perfect gift.
And by
I want
Christmas,
these.
you have a whole lot of things to choose from. But
Unbelievable.
you can even, and I'm going to let Jeannie have this back here, but you can take your Christmas cards. If you want a little tag, cut it right here. You know, you could just cut it. Put your little hole in it right here. Put a little hole in it right here. And you could.
Because the back side's white.
And you just hang it on. You can hang it on it right there with a string. And it helps you with your Christmas cards too. You just, this one's, look, have a beautiful Christmas. I just cut that off. Isn't that nice?
That's nice.
Have a beautiful Christmas. And then just put a little hole, tie it right there. and you take it to your friend, either like this or in a little bag, and they gonna love it, and they gonna want the hostage syrup recipe.
Speaking of, they're asking for it again, so I'm going to put it back on the screen.
Okay.
So everybody get ready to screenshot.
And it is easy.
This
Do
is
not make
really good, y'all. And she has given this thing, but I didn't know somebody was selling it for $5, a little bitty thing like that.
well.
You could, that's great.
Uh-huh.
Don't mention it. She just motioned to me, don't mention it again.
Well, it is.
Okay.
Well, I know people selling it for a whole lot more than that, even. I mean, if you, like, I brought some bowls, you could give somebody a whole bowl full. You know,
And that's got pine cones on it.
uh-huh. And you know, if you just want to get rid of some stuff, and I love it, but you know, it got too much, and you could put that seal on it right here, and then put the cello, or you could just use tissue paper. I mean, it's just whatever you want to do and to get it to somebody's house.
Do you remember when, and then it's their problem, but do you remember we went in that little gift shop at North Myrtle and you said, Jeannie, come over here. This is silver plate. All you got to do is shine all these spoons. There must have been 40 of them, and they were nothing.
Mhm.
And we got them and shined them up, and then you said, I'll take them and give them away. And you took them back from me. Don't you remember
I
that?
remember
No, I
that.
know.
And I've gotten rid of them. And this is I had someone to write me, and I'm enjoying hearing from lots of you. And just thank you for all you do. And whether it's this or the book, it's just unbelievable how kind you are. But anyway, I'm going to start a list of things I want. So I'm going to be real selective.
Well, sit back and have some ice cream.
I will. And,
But Norma, I ate all the ice cream. I ate yours too. That's
the
why you got.
Speedy's ice cream. It's very
I know
good.
it, but that was yours, and then mine's on the floor. And while you were talking, I just went on and ate both of them.
And Tony, how was yours?
It's all gone.
And was it?
It's all gone. It was very good. Thank you.
Okay. And Patrick is.
Yeah, you didn't want any.
He's.
I didn't say I didn't want any. I
I got
said
it.
I can't have any.
Hey, he can't have it, so I didn't push that.
All right,
on him.
and Norma Rose, I know that one of the questions you can put that down, and she's got little bags and stuff, and I bought some stuff for neighbors, and then I turned out I had enough Christmas bags stuffed in my closet to put them in. I just haven't had the energy to take them all around yet. But one of the questions that we're going to get to, and these are questions for Norma Rose, that somebody wrote and said, do you have a special gift that you give, a traditional gift? Tell them what you do with your grandson.
Okay. Through the years when they were small, and now they're graduating from college and they're working in condos and apartments and things, but we gave them so many little things, and it was just so tangled up, and you couldn't remember anything. So we started a family tradition. Every Christmas, you would get tennis shoes, whether you needed them or not, because the parents were more selective. And we would go shopping, and they could have any pair of tennis shoes they wanted, and they could wear them out of the store, or we could take them home, put them on the tree. And it has been one of the best things we ever did. Now, since they're older, the other night I text both of them and said, what about the tennis shoes? And just like this, they wrote back, I'm going online. I'll take care of that. Thank you, Rose. So everybody, even my son, I wrote him. I said, do you need some tennis shoes? He said, well, yeah, we could use some. So everybody of any age can use tennis shoes. And it's just been great. Now, with that said, I've sort of evolved to another tradition because of this pandemic. I'm giving them toilet paper and paper towels, and they love it. They know they're gonna get it, and they are just so excited because this is good. So I'll have a big package of both of these, and they'll love it. So
But they know they're going to get these tennis shoes.
they
every
know
year.
they're gonna get the
Exact
tennis
same
shoes.
thing. But they now they go online and tell what color they want and where they're going to go. And I know your boys, they had never stuck you for one of those $400 or $500 pair of dollars.
No, but their parents would have a limit, which was only fair. That I think I heard, maybe I'm wrong, they couldn't go over $100 with the
At
parents.
first, yeah.
With the parents, but when they're with the grandparents and we out there shopping and going to lunch and just having a big time,
They can do it.
But they were within. They knew what to do. They didn't go crazy. So it has been so. That's
This
one
is
of my
from a
favorite-
mother who just told us about $35 imitation vanilla flavor.
Yeah,
But somebody gave you. Well, all right, Norma, let's give away 3 more prizes, and then let me Patrick, I want you to sing a song today. I requested one. I hope you'll do it, but if you don't, I'll understand. But let's just draw out some more. You be celloing something. No, go ahead while I get the names out here for prizes. So you're celloing that little glass jar. And I was with you, and I've seen you buy 5 or 6 of them in an antique store, and they were dusty. And they're not cut crystal.
Don't talk.
See, that would make me nervous. Okay. Dreama Staples. Your first name is Dreama, Dreama. Dreama Staples from Hillsville, Virginia. You have won a prize. Tony, Toni, at Jeanne Robertson, no I in Jeannie, will you tell her where to send. You can choose from anything on my website except the audiobook. All right, that's one that we'll get there. And then out of here, we're going to get Susan Weber from Nebraska. I love the giraffe costume for Halloween. Did we do that, or did she wear that? Giraffe.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Okay, you
That
show
was the blouse I wore.
Oh,
That's
that's
what they
right.
called
That's
it,
right.
and it was lovely.
It was lovely. All right, Susan Weber from Nebraska. Choose anything from books to DVDs and tell us who you want them to sign for. I know I have 3 boxes. Oh, here it is right here. Let's give another one. By the way, folks, this is just getting to the point where you have low odds of winning a prize on this show because there's thousands in these things. So after New Year's Eve, we're dumping everything. So that first week is a good week to write in with a question because there won't be too many to choose from. And we're starting over. Gray Temple, Grey Temple. He's either saying hi or he's from Hawaii or she. I don't know. I have no idea. But you win a prize. Yay. There you go. Now let's get to some of these questions, and then Patrick, you're about. These are questions that are in the smiley bucket that came in, and they had these questions involve you, Norma Rose. Okay.
I lost my ice cream. That's true.
I told you I ate your ice cream.
Probably. It's probably next to your microphone.
I did eat. Right. He said it's next to your microphone. He's making fun because you're not talking.
She ate my ice cream while I was talking. I'm so sorry.
That's your ice cream, or it was.
Okay.
And mine's down here on the floor.
It
It's
was
gone,
very
too.
good.
So you weren't paying attention when I said I ate all the ice cream. And this question is a question we're not going to answer because these are the ones out of the bucket. This was about the word confab. Now I'll put this out of the bucket and into there. Draw another question. Help me. All right. Okay. Oh, this isn't about you. We are just south of Ashland, Virginia, and Randolph-Macon College. What year did Beaver graduate?
Which
The
time?
Red Porch story is hilarious. Okay, Margaret Taylor. Beaver didn't graduate. Not from that school. He viewed the way to see the country is to go from school to school. And this was his first one. And it was a great school. He was supposed to play basketball. But then after a while, they said maybe it would be better if he sat out a year. And that's when he transferred somewhere else. And he eventually did graduate from Elon. He was lucky to even eventually get in there. But Randolph-Macon is a great school. But they want you to go to class. it's a real stress on some students.
And I probably shouldn't bring this up. And I,
Don't. How bad is it?
But a great way to see the world, but also to see different fraternities too.
Oh yeah, he joined more than one fraternity, and
You
you
can-
know you can't do that.
But he did.
I told him you can't do that, and he said, "Mom, you just take things too seriously. They don't care." I'll have to tell that story sometime. So
So-
we'll move on today. Okay, Norma Rose, do you cook? Sheila Douglas Markham, do you cook Christmas dinner?
No, I cook ahead of time because our family tradition for years has been to go to my son's home with his family, and his wife is a great cook. Amy is a great cook, and she has the everything. And I just sort of take in my special things like chocolate syrup, and you can get this. Ice cream is good, but if you at a dinner and it's gonna melt, you might just do the Cool Whip that you squirt over a can. Sometimes that's friendlier than getting your ice cream out and melting.
Put your chocolate sauce on. Cool Whip?
Yeah, Cool Whip. Oh no, maybe a piece of cake.
Oh,
See, you
yeah,
do the
yeah.
cake, the Cool Whip, and then the chocolate syrup.
But do you remember those parties she used to give at Christmas? All the coaches and their spouses would come to y'all's house,
Mhm.
and she would. I know other people have done this. I've seen it, but you were the one that did it. She made ice cream balls that you scooped out earlier, so nobody was digging down trying to get ice cream. They scooped up one ball, two balls. What? Tony, you got a question?
And I know Patrick's got to sing.
No, people are trying to guess where the elf is, and they have guessed more places.
Well,
We'd have to have 400 elves if they were everywhere.
I
That
didn't
Okay.
even know
everyone
there
sees
was
them.
one.
Elf, okay. For the last 2 or 3 times we've been saying if you now only one time did they never find it, and we would say like elf on the shelf. The elf is moving around, and then they can't find the elf.
I can't imagine the places they see the elf. I don't
Like
understand.
Like what?
But
They think
like
it's
under
on the
Santa's
light?
hat, like in the sink, everywhere.
All right. Is what time? How much time do we have left?
You still have 20 minutes. left.
Okay. Do y'all want to keep looking for it? Let me tell you now, and just not have a winner.
Patrick sing.
You gonna try to have a winner? Am I
Y'all
gonna have
are
to
going to
watch
just
this?
die when I tell you where this elf is this time. I'll let them look a few more minutes.
Well, I think they've found some have found him where
Who's-
he is.
Now here
but-
we got to tell
But
who was the
see,
first
that's why I
person.
don't like this game
Okay.
because I don't know how to be fair.
know.
But yeah,
Life's
We'll
not
just-
fair,
all right.
Tony.
I was just looking to make sure
if
because some
somebody-
people think you have moved him 2 or 3 times during the show, and I promise you haven't.
No, those were empty ice cream cups.
She
And
ate
chocolate
my ice
sauce.
cream cup.
I've got
Ice
one of
cream.
those.
Okay. I
Go
will-
ahead, continue on.
Okay.
From the Dollar Tree, this cup is wonderful.
Okay. And you have no ownership in the Dollar
No,
Tree.
no.
Okay. What's your first and fondest Christmas memory of your childhood?
Just playing in the snow and going to see my grandparents.
Well, you know what I had? I guess this was a sign of what would come. In the 4th grade, my daddy had a puppet stage made for me. And I think it's still in the attic of where we live because I can't get it out. But it went way up and had an empty place and I could do my puppets. And I would go around and Daddy would bring it to the school in his truck for me to give a little puppet show because I like to show off. And so I remember that. And
The
I'm going to go
beginning.
back over there one day and say, do y'all still have we left it. We couldn't get it out. Let me ask you another question. See what's down in here. Okay.
Patrick.
All right. Hi from Virginia. Well, what's the worst Christmas present you've ever received?
Now that is very, very
Well, it's not
hard.
tough over here with left brain. It could have been the time I had 3 placemats because we had a $10 limit, and it was the time it was just pitiful. One time he gave me mints because it was $5 limit on our gift. You think about it. Patrick, can you sing while she's thinking?
Yeah,
I'll
I don't
try.
know. This is gonna be
All right.
hard, but Patrick, come on over and I'll give you.
No,
my
no, no,
signal.
no. I'm going to sit right here. I've
That's
learned
fine.
it's so much easier for me to just stay where I am.
Oh,
Okay.
Oops, that's Tony. So,
And
It-
I asked you to sing this song.
you did. It's one of my favorite songs, but it's not always the easiest one to sing. Or there's so many people that sing it so much better, but I do love it. And I just want to thank everybody. I sit back here and I read the comments, and there's a troll that always jumps on and says things, and I try to delete him before he can get too far gone. So, but I appreciate y'all staying with me. And also, if you can't hear Norma, you tell me, and I appreciate that because I can adjust the microphone. So
I'm learning.
No, it's not Norma's fault.
Is your picture on, Patrick? It's not on my TV.
It's okay. I got it. It's fine.
It's Chinese. Oh, okay.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary soul rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine, led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by his cradle we stand. So led by light of a star sweetly gleaming, here came the wise men from Orient land. The King of Kings lay thus in lowly manger, in all our trials, born to be our friend. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the one I wanted you to sing. I love that song. All right, more questions and more prizes for my friends here. Norma, did you have anything else you were going to tell us?
Well, there's several things it was the book you were going to comment
Well,
on.
I will tell you this.
What about these?
Oh, this is special memory. I have one too. And we had just moved back to North Carolina, or we were actually back to Washington, this county. And I went out to Waccamaw Pottery here. It was here then, and now it's moved away, but you could get a lot of stuff out there. And we would building this house, and not building, but moving in. And the next Christmas, we moved in on July 4th, and the next Christmas I went out there. And as I was checking out, my heart is palpitating just telling you right now. Somebody had pushed 2 grocery carts of Christmas china right up and just left it and put for sale, good price. And it was Waccamaw Pottery trying to sell an entire set of Christmas china. I had no Christmas china. And I looked at it and I just almost hyperventilated and could not breathe because the Christmas china was orange and blue, not green and red. Well, orange and blue is the color or the school colors of my school and Tony's school and where Patrick grew up, Auburn University. And here was all of this china, orange and blue. I don't know. Have they heard about the start over?
Nope.
Okay. The two big grocery carts of orange and blue Christmas china. And I could not see Left Brain being excited about this since he did not go to Auburn. But I also thought I wasn't going to call him and say, should I buy this entire set of orange and blue Christmas china? It was dirt cheap. If it had been in Alabama, the Auburn people would have been paying 5 times that price. So I didn't call Left Brain. I called 2 people, and I said, I'll find out what these 2 people say. I called my sister who went to Auburn and graduated from Auburn. And then I called you, Tony. Do you remember? And I absolutely. And Tony, I said, should I buy this complete set of orange and blue? And you said,
If you're not, I am.
I know. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And so these are the cups. Is anything in this one? No. This is, see, now it may look red to you, Patrick. Can you get this cup well? But this is all orange. And then on the back is closer to our orange and blue. And this is the plate. And so when people say, did you ever get something for yourself at Christmas? This is orange. There's the cups. This is the Santa Claus's face, orange and blue. And I smile because I noticed when going through all these hundreds of questions y'all sent in, when they said, you ever get something really special at Christmas? I did. I got a set of orange and blue Santa Claus china, and I bought it for myself at Waccamaw Pottery because although my husband would not have been thrilled about that and never was, my friends who went to Auburn said, get it. And don't even think about it. And that's what I did. Did you have an unusual gift?
And at that time, I did not care for the blue and orange, but little did I know Tyler would go to Clemson, and now I would really like
Give me
this.
that cup back.
And I'm asking Jean.
You tried to take my tiger away from me.
I
That we found
know.
in the
I'm
thing.
into this now, and
No.
you need to
Not
consider
now.
it.
Too late.
Consider it.
You know what she would do? She would take the entire set, take those big cups, stick some flour in there or chocolate sauce, and they would be gone.
Well, the
I'm not
chocolate balls, and that's a tough lesson I could teach. But anyway, if
All
you
right.
could fill it up.
Okay. Okay. This is a question. If it had been several years ago or several years earlier, and Norma Rose had been with you on the bungee jumping trip instead of Left Brain, would y'all have jumped?
No.
Martha Newbern from Florence, Alabama, War Eagle. What?
No.
No, I wouldn't. If you hear that Left Brain and I have bungee jumped with clothes or naked, either way, you call the police because somebody pushed us. We're not going to do that. Do we have enough?
Being near the water frightens me
Or not?
because at Wake Forest I almost flunked water polo.
Y'all had water polo.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Oh,
we
be
were
darned.
real academic.
Like,
and I
are
was
you
in there with-
insinuating we weren't academic at all?
And I took it, and the football team was in my class, and they thought it was hilarious. They hold me on the water.
You were
It's just at
flirting.
Auburn. It was hard to get the horses in the pool.
I know. It was. I think there's a better way to get in the water than bungee jump. Okay, Victoria Cleveland. Looking forward to the podcast. What was the most outrageous activity the two of you attempted that had you laughing until your cheeks hurt? When we hit the jackpot in Las Vegas, I was laughing so hard. I mean, you didn't even want to play it. I've always thought why you took half of the money, but that was okay.
It was, I thought I would never
Maybe.
need any more money, that was the most money that could ever come down out of heaven. And, you know, when it's quarters, it was just coming and coming, but it wasn't
We
as
were
much
dragging
as
it out. Okay, time to give the big prize.
No. First of
The
all,
elf.
I'm going to declare a winner for the elf.
Okay, who would that
Okay,
person?
the winner is going to be. This is my decision.
And don't fuss with Tony.
And she did.
Trust me, don't argue with her. She's
yeah.
my mother-in-law.
She did do it early on and had it right. Carolyn Burgess French
Okay.
is going to win whatever she would like to pick. And the elf is right in the middle of
Y'all,
Elon.
here's the elf right here.
Right here.
Well, that's
And,
what I
and
thought.
I will say this. I think the people watching the show are the most innovative people I've ever heard of.
What?
Someone thinks it's behind me on top of this cabinet right here.
Well, no,
I had to
here
look
is-
back to see if there was an elf up there. But no, I
here's
think
the
Carolyn is our winner.
Okay, put the camera back this way. Here's the elf right here. And y'all were so upset because you couldn't find him and said I was hiding him in places. So today I put the thing right here in the beginning. Maybe if you had superseded. So, but
I have missed a few weeks. I didn't even know this was going on.
you are too old. Our children didn't play elf on the show.
And it's now over.
But I can
Is
find
it-
that.
They don't do that anymore. Little children do.
They do it, but if a child was here right now and saw you touching the elf, they would have a heart attack.
You don't touch the elf.
No, elves move on their own.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Which is why people thought it was moving around.
Okay.
I guess.
Help us. Help us.
All right. This is Lynn Oz, OZ. I'm Linda, and I love your back porch sessions. Do you either of you have the favorite TV show or movie that deals around Christmas? Mine was The Grinch that stole Christmas. Or do you have a
No, I
favorite
don't.
movie?
I don't.
Do y'all remember a movie called The Island of the Misfit Toys? Where they
No.
sent all the broken, pitiful toys, and then somebody flew in and they saved them. They needed them, and they all fixed up. That was a good one. Okay, let's give some more prizes here, and then we will give away the audio book because I think the time, my inner ear tells me the time is about up. Okay.
Well, you're getting that. But thank you, Donna, for this.
Okay, so on this show 3 or 4 weeks ago, I said that I found this in a antique store for $30, and I got it for Jane Tucker. It's pictures of all this costume jewelry. This is a joke. You won't believe this. So then, when Norma Rose saw the book for Jane, she said, I think on TV, it must have been the last time you were here. She said, "This is TV in my book. This is." She said, well, I wouldn't have mind having a big book like that with pictures of all this costume jewelry. So I started feeling bad about it. And then I ordered Norma Rose one on eBay, same identical book. And I mean, before I could turn around, within a few hours, this thing is on the front porch. I remember looking up to see if a drone had dropped it. But reality was, who was the lady? Donna?
Donna. Dawn. D-O-W-E.
From Arkansas.
D-O-W-D, maybe.
Okay. She heard Norma say, I wouldn't mind having that book. She ordered the same book. So now we got 3. We got one for Jane, one for you, and one for me.
Well, I wouldn't mind having a new
no.
F-150 pickup truck if anybody's
No.
sending them.
I don't think it works that way, but it would be a try. All right, we're going to give away 3 more prizes to y'all, and then I'm going to draw a name that wins the audio book. Okay. We do know they're in Greensboro. All right, this is a prize. Sharon Castelloni. Did you ever discover who sent you the homemade? I think we got it straight, but Sharon, you just won a prize of your choice. I think you have purchased things before. If that is true, get a gift and give it to somebody for Valentine's Day, whatever's coming up next.
Donna, D-O-W-E-N-S.
Dolls. Okay, thank you.
Wait, did you read another one?
No, that was the lady who sent the book.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Now here, I'm going to go down in here. This is another prize of your choice. And this is Jessica Brackeen, Brackeen, another one from Hawaii. Hi.
Or
Hey,
say
Jessica. Okay. And then I'm going back here to this bag and reach way down in here and see what's happening. Okay. And then this is a winner, but not of the CD audio. This is the Michelle Mishi Simes, Siems. And the Mishi is spelled Meeshe. Mishi Simes, Siems.
I love Mishi pork.
I know that. Well, no. Okay. Now, I'm going to go out of this box right here. And I know some of you are saying, well, that means that I'm not eligible because I bet I'm in the other one. Well, you don't know which ones you're in. This is for the 7 hour and 20. I got one in my hand. 7 hour, or is that 2? It can't be 2. We'll have a fight. I got it. This is, I'm going to give you this, the 7 hour and 20 minute me reading my own book. And they're supposed to be here Monday. We'll put it right in the envelope and send it as soon as you are. All right, here it is. Okay, Betsy Clark. And she wrote to, when Tara Brown was here, Betsy wrote, Jeannie and Tara, your lives are adventurous. Has it always been that way for you? Yes. And what do you do if you find yourself at loose ends, or does it ever happen, and so forth? So if you wrote that and your name is Betsy Clark, hooray! You're the first person ever to win or will get in the mail immediately this this audio book of Don't Bungee Jump Naked and other funny stuff. Okay. Well, y'all, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. I think we will close out by everybody singing one song together. Patrick, can you turn it on so I can hear them, please?
Sure.
Okay, turn those buttons on. Everybody sit up.
I won't turn this on. I don't sing.
Okay, well, I know that. But I'm going to sing the lead line, and then y'all join in. You'll know what to join in on. Don't mess it up. Can you inhale diaphragm? Is it diagram?
It's diaphragm.
I know it. I'm just trying to be cute. All right, are y'all ready? Everybody. David Vaughn, are you singing? Ready? Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
Fa la 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 la.
'Tis the season to be jolly. Sing.
La 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 la
La la la la. Don we now our gay apparel.
La 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 la.
Toll the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la. Merry Christmas, y'all. Have a good one. We appreciate you.
She's a heck of a lot of fun, Jeanne Robertson. Oh, she's a heck of a lot of fun, Jeanne Robertson.